Hey there, Cloud Crusaders. Welcome back to Hack the Cloud. Today, we're diving into the wonderful world of virtual private clouds, VPCs, and all the IP addressing magic that makes them tick. Because let's be honest, without addresses, how would we send our cloud packages to their destinations? Spoiler alert, they wouldn't, and that would be a disaster. What is a VPC? So, first things first. What in the world is a virtual private cloud? Imagine it as your very own neighborhood in the cloud, complete with picket fences and no pesky neighbors. It's a logical representation of an on-premises network, but the best part? It's a global construct in GCP. That means your cloud neighborhood can stretch around the world without any zoning laws. VPC modes. Now, let's talk about VPC modes. You've got two options, auto mode and custom mode. Think of auto mode as the set it and forget it option, like a slow cooker. Google automatically creates subnets in each region for you. Just toss in your resources and let it simmer. But if you're feeling fancy and want to be the chef of your cloud kitchen, go for custom mode. Here, you decide how to slice and dice your subnets like a gourmet chef with a cloud-sized knife. It gives you full control over your IP ranges. No more one-size-fits-all recipes. VPC subnets, the neighborhood block party. Speaking of subnets, these are the regional hangouts within your VPC. Each subnet is assigned a unique IP address range, like giving each house its own mailbox number. You wouldn't want your mail ending up at the wrong cloud house, would you? IP addresses, your cloud identity. Next up, we've got IP addresses. Think of an IP address as your cloud home's street address, uniquely identifying each host on the network. It's made up of two parts, the network portion and the host portion. If IP addresses were humans, this would be like saying, I live at 123 Cloud St, but I'm also a part of the neighborhood watch. Subnet masks the address bouncer. And then there's the subnet mask, the bouncer of your network party. It segments the IP address into the network and host portions. Basically, it's the no entry unless you're on the guest list for IP addresses. If you're not on the right subnet, well, sorry buddy, you're not getting in. IPv4 versus IPv6. Now, let's talk about IP versions. We've got IPv4, the classic 32-bit fork address like the flip phone of IPs. You might recognize it as something like 192.168.10.20. It's written in dotted decimal format, easy peasy. But wait, there's more. Enter IPv6, the fancy new kid on the block with 128 bits and hexadecimal addresses. Think of it as the latest smartphone that can do everything but make coffee. An example? 2001, DB8764 3221 FEDZ BA9876433. Good luck remembering that at a party. Public versus private IP, the party invite list. Next, we've got public IPs and private IPs. A public IP is like an invite to the big party on the internet. It's routable on the internet and can be accessed by anyone. Meanwhile, a private IP is like a secret club. You can only use it internally and it's not internet routable. So you can hang out all you want, but don't expect to go viral. DHCP static and ephemeral IPs, the IP addressing family. Now let's meet the family. We've got DHCP, the Dynamic Host Configuration Protocol, which automatically assigns IP addresses to clients. It's like the cool uncle who just gives you money when you ask. Then, there's static IP, the reliable one that never changes after being assigned. It's like your friend who always shows up on time. And ephemeral IP? That's the friend who just pops in for a bit and then vanishes, temporary and not reserved. You never know when they'll show up again. Bring your own IP, the personalized license plate. And if you're really feeling fancy, you can bring your own IP, BYP. That's right, you can use external IP addresses that you own in Google Cloud. It's like having your own personalized license plate in the cloud. Just remember, it's not a free-for-all. You need to own that IP first. Alias IP and secondary IP, extra guest passes. Now, let's talk about alias IPs and secondary IPs. Alias IPs are like extra addresses you can assign to your VM. Think of them as additional guest passes for your cloud party. And secondary IPs. These are ranges you can assign to your VM. It's like letting your friends bring their friends to your already awesome bash. NTP, keeping time in the cloud. And lastly, we've got Network Time Protocol, NTP. This nifty little tool synchronizes systems timers across the network. You don't want your cloud resources showing different times, or it's going to feel like a poorly coordinated dance party. Wrap up your cloud addressing adventure. So, whether you're a newbie looking to set up your first VPC or a seasoned pro fine-tuning your IP addressing, remember these key players: VPCs, subnets, IPs, and all those fancy addressing options. With the right knowledge, you'll be the ultimate cloud host of the party. Thanks for joining me on this IP adventure. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more cloud antics, and let me know in the comments, what's your favorite cloud addressing option? Until next time, keep your packets happy